नमस्कार और खुश रहो बिटिया. Myself Dr. Deepti Bish, Professor Kai Chikitsa in Ayurveda faculty in Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Today's topic is malaria in continuation with leprosy. Let's start the session. Malaria is a disease caused by Plasmodium parasite, which is transmitted by the bite of infected Anopheles mosquito. There are 4 parasite species that causes malaria in humans, and 2 of these species, that is P. falciparum and P. vivax, pose greatest threat. P. falciparum malaria is especially dangerous because of its complications like thrombosis, cerebral malaria, shock, and renal failure. P. vivax and oval malaria is different in that there is a stage called hypnozoic, which is characterized by dormancy and causes chronic malaria. P. malaria remains persistent by continuous RBC to RBC cycling without causing high-grade fever. Anemia is very common in this kind of variant. Now, immunology. Persons living in endemic areas become immune to infection. Immunity in malaria is both humoral and cellular type. However, because of changing nature of the antigen during various life stages, development of a vaccine has not been possible so far. In addition, malarial parasite is able to effectively dodge the immune system so that it is misguided into synthesis of huge amount of immunoglobulin G, which are ineffective in fighting the parasite. Thus, persons suffering from chronic malaria are seen to have hypergamma globulinemia. Now, the main clinical features is high-grade fever with chills, which comes down to normal without antipyretics, and it is commonly associated with severe headache and vomiting. Fever may come every month. Fever with hepato or splenomegaly. There can be headache, nausea and vomiting, muscular pain, fatigue, and persistent anemia with splenomegaly, and frequently without fever. So in every case of fever, there should be search for spleen. Spleen enlargement becomes chronic in some persons, and such persons, whenever they develop viral fever, are likely to get treated every time as malaria. But this is unavoidable and there is no harm in it, especially in high endemic areas. Investigations which are required are important. One is examination of blood smear, and it is easy provided the technician has adequate training and devotion. Other investigations are to determine the complications of the disease, because falciparum malaria is more dangerous as it can lead to cerebral malaria more often. In cerebral malaria, the patient becomes unconscious and there may be focal neurological symptoms and signs. Hemolytic jaundice, black water fever, or you can say hemoglobinuria and uremia are other complications, and there may be urticaria. Now, the treatment. The treatment are basically done with these following drugs. Artemisinin, which is an anti-malarial drug, is based on combination therapies. Each act is a combination of 2 or more drugs that works against malarial parasite in different ways. For example, chloroquine phosphate, it is a preferred treatment for any parasite that is sensitive to drugs. Other common antimalarial drugs include combination of atavaquone and proguanil, quinine sulfate with doxycycline, and mefloquine and primaquine. These all are antimalarial drugs. Now the complications of malaria are cerebral malaria, shock, renal failure, pulmonary thromboembolism, and hemolytic jaundice. Prevention of malaria is very important to eradicate maximum cases of malaria. So vector control by insecticides, by use of mosquito net should be done. There should be fogging. Larvicidal agents should be done. Elimination of breeding places for mosquitoes should be done. And prophylaxis should be done using the drugs. Thank you very much. This was all about malaria. Hope you like my digital class. If you have any query or question, please drop it to the comment box. I will try to resolve it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.